Wholesale Hotline. I'm Brent Daniels.
I'm Jamil Damji.
And I'm Jerry Norton.
And I'm Morby.
Every week we bring you the best information on real estate investing.
Be sure to participate in the comments.
And subscribe.
Enjoy the show!
So thank you so much for calling Wholesale Hotline.
Wow, that's great. Welcome to Wholesale Hotline number 241. My name is Brent Daniels, Mr. Talk to People, joined by Jamil Damji and Jerry Norton, all the way from, what did you call it?
A floating island of garbage.
What? Where's that?
I'm just quoting Kill Tony. That's
yeah. You're talking about the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a joke, right? Comedians
are
allowed
taking that serious.
Yeah, they chop it up. They're putting it all over social media. There was like, I don't know. I can't. It's funny to see the things that I think on both sides. You see, like somebody says this, and then that's what gets put out.
Yeah.
You know, it's
ridiculous. But that's comedian.
It's way worse on the Democrat side though. Like it's nutty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, comedians are supposed to do that. They try to get a reaction. So like it worked. Can you imagine the publicity right now he's getting? Like negative attention, but attention.
I mean, his Joe Rogan interview got like 20 million views in a couple of days.
Oh, it's up to 30. Well, Trump, 35 million. I think I saw last.
Wow. Well, I mean, you watched it 14 million times, so that's Hey,
what up, Pacer?
Pacer.
What's up?
Hey,
What up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. I was sending a video to somebody, and it was a 2-minute video that turned into a 7-minute video. I apologize.
Pace that beard's looking legit, man.
They told me that if I hung out with you, I'd become more of a man. So it's happening.
I mean, it looks a little grayer than usual.
Well, yeah, it means I've been doing more deals.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Jerry, can you throw on a hat and you guys can just be twinning?
Yeah,
I had an iguana to like put around my neck. I wish I had an iguana.
I have my hardest decision of the day is like what hat to wear. You know what I mean?
Yep. Awesome. Great to see everybody on the show today. It's going to be a great show, guys. Make sure you stick around to the end. We go for 90 minutes. Put in your questions into the chat. We're going to be answering some questions, but I had a question for you, Jamil. Privy.
Yep.
Rob and I were just talking about it. For buyers.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys using it? Are you teaching people how to use that? What is it?
Can you
explain what it is?
Of course, yeah. I mean, there's so many different platforms out there for finding buyers. I think the reality is that if you are looking at tax records are, in my opinion, the best place to go find cash buyers.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
that's the original source.
Right. Outside of that, Privy will definitely pull lists of buyers for you. Of course, you got to skip trace those and then give them a call. But it's actually not that difficult of a process, right? So they compile the information there pretty nicely on in their lists. But I've seen some even more incredible tools. Like there's a tool right now floating around out there that not a lot of people know about, but you put in an address and it'll just populate with like 100 properties right beside it that have all been investor bought or flipped. And it'll give you the individual's LLC, the managing partner's name, phone number, and email address. You don't have to skip trace. You don't got to do nothing.
Investor base?
I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, it was just showing it.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Way easier to use.
I've been using Investor Base recently. I met him at the Family Mastermind, and it's a really awesome tool for being able. I'm using it for comping.
Okay.
I'm using it to see what people actually bought their properties for in that specific area. It's really solid, and it's like $250 a month.
You know, I'm Pace and I are cooking up a little bit of a special sauce.
We've been waiting.
I wonder when it's going to be okay for us to talk about our new sauce pace.
Pace is like,
Jerry
which
has
one?
His 11th baby.
What do you say?
After Jerry has his 11th baby.
After he
Yeah,
has
we've got some software that we've been working on. And it's not quite ready yet. It might be ready in about 17 years. I'm not quite sure.
That's software for you.
17 days or 17 years, one of the two. But it's been pretty fun putting that together.
Yeah.
Pace, I like that. I like that question you pulled up there, Pace.
Yeah, it was a good question. I think it's a great one for us to launch off with. Jack Glover says, hey, I just had an agent hang up on me because I offered $80,000 less than what the homeowner would have been asking for. You know, this year has been really interesting for me. I have chosen, you know, when I first started, I was doing a lot more paid marketing. And now I've built up a big enough portfolio that I don't have to work another day in my life, which is freaking unbelievable, to be honest. But I still do. I love buying deals. I'm addicted to all of that stuff. We bought 3 businesses this year. I will probably buy 1,000 doors this year. By the end of the year, I'm in the middle of buying another RV park. But I help a lot of people that are working single family deals get their first deal. And I'm sitting over there going like, why is anybody just cold calling agents? This might be a Jamil and Jerry question for you. Why would you cold call an agent when you could just send out like a letter of intent and see who's interested and wants to talk to you, right? Now, I can understand because maybe you don't have any money, right? But like I'm using software that allows me to just every on-market property, I can the software will automatically come up with a cash offer and a creative finance offer, blast every agent, and whatever agent replies back like, hey, we're interested, I then get on the phone with them. I'm not getting on the phone with an agent and then giving them an offer. I'm giving them an offer so I could then potentially get on the phone with an agent. So I'm curious, like, I just look at this and I'm like, Jack, there's no way an agent's going to hang up on me first and foremost, because I'm not talking to agents that don't want to talk to me. That's just my personal opinion. But I think maybe where Jack is coming from is where maybe a lot of people are like, I have no guidance. I just been told to call agents. So I'm going to call agent after agent after agent, and I'm going to lowball them. Does it work? Yes, it works. Is it successful? Yes. I just think I'm in a position in my life where I don't want to talk to people that don't want to talk to me anymore. Jamil and Jerry, I know you do a lot more agent outreach. What's your take on Jack? Is he reaching out to agents and
so I want to hear it. I know Jamil's got some insight on this. I'll share my thoughts on this is if you're having an agent be offended at your offer, then you haven't done a good job of building enough trust and connection with that agent. So I've never had an agent get offended at me where I did a good job establishing that relationship with them first. Because if you do a good job at the relationship, then it's not really about the offer anymore. It's about the connection that you're making. It's about doing future business together. And what I do, the strategy that I like to do with agents is I like to get to a logical conclusion as to why my number is what it is. Because unlike sellers, agents are more logical because they're removed from the emotion of the deal, right? They're just the agent for the seller. So they came up with a number. Now, where they come up with their number sometimes baffles all of us. But what I do is I help them understand, okay, do we agree on value? Do we agree on repairs? After I back out closing cost commissions, a modest profit, I need to be in the ballpark of X number. And sometimes that number is 80,000 lower. Sometimes it's way more lower, but they're never offended by that because I did a good job of helping them see why my number is what it is. Now, it doesn't mean they accept it or doesn't mean that I'm going to get the deal, but I'm not pissing off anybody because I'm not just, if they feel lowballed, they're going to be offended. So you have to get to a relationship first and help them make sense out of why your number is what it is. And I've learned something from Jamil that's been tremendous in my business, and that's to stop referring to it as a lowball offer. And maybe Jamil, you can touch on that a little bit more, but nobody likes to be lowballed. Like that is, if someone's feeling lowballed, then they're going to be offended at that.
Yeah, they'll get offended by it. And also it's, you know, there's a dance, right? When you're talking to a real estate agent, it's a lead up, it's exposition. Here's why I'm calling. Let's talk about this. I love having the agent back me into a number. I'll ask the question right out. and say, if you were going to flip this house, where do you think you'd need to buy it?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they start, oh, well, and they put their other hat on, and they can start actually seeing from your perspective. It's really about having people be able to put your lenses on, right? If I can have you see the world from my eyes at some way, in some level, then we're going to be able to find price acceptance. And if not, that's also okay. And I can say, look, it might sound like you and I are on the same page of where this thing needs to trade, but the seller isn't there yet. So how about you and I remain in contact with each other? And when you think that that's going to be an appropriate opportunity for us to actually, because the reality is we both know this is overpriced where it's sitting right now. And I know you're doing your best right now to speak reality to the seller, and they just may not be ready to hear it. So I'm going to continue following up with you. Let's circle back in a week or 2 weeks and see how things are. I'm not going to shoot my shot until I know I'm going to hit a target. And so sometimes that means just waiting a week. Sometimes that means waiting 2 weeks and keeping that relationship in a positive frequency so that I'm not going to get hung up on. I will double down on what you're saying there, Jerry. I think the agent is responding to what they believe is an unjustified, uneducated, or unreasonable request or an unreasonable number because there wasn't enough lead up into why I got there. And so if you just come out and just say the number and it's low, 80 grand lower than list price, it's not likely that you're going to have a really good response from that. Also, it really matters when you talk about where your number is going to be. If you come out too quick, you start having a conversation with the real estate agent, and within a couple of minutes, you're like, so yeah, my offer is going to be 80K below list. Well, that doesn't feel like you researched. That doesn't feel like you took time, that you're putting the amount of effort and the amount of respect on that agent's listing that they feel that they would be willing to go to bat for you with their seller to get a deal done. And so it's a dance. You got to do it right. I mean, you don't just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, let's go to bed.
It's also your tone of voice. I remember
100%.
being an agent, and I would have listings that were sitting there during, the 2011 12s, and it was a slower market, and the banks had it priced at a certain price that you couldn't go below. So you kind of were at their mercy, and people would just come in and just hit you between the eyes with this like weird, awkward tone. It was almost like they had literally just went to a seminar, came out, made a call, and was like, hey, will you take this? You know what I mean? Or, hey, I think it's worth this. And the tone really matters. You have to really use, that's what you've mastered. You and Jerry's little series on calling agents, it is instantaneous the way that people open up to you because of your tone of voice.
Right.
It is a skill. And guys, you have to develop the skill. And the only way to develop that skill is to do the work. Have the conversations. You can role play in your mind and do all these things, but until you're actually speaking with somebody on the phone and being able to use your tone and really get good at that and really understanding the different personality types, people are gonna hang up on you.
Yep.
It's part of the deal.
The other piece I just want to add there is that the introduction, just like Brent said, the tone is important, but if you're coming into that call with the status of I'm trying to sell you on my number, or I'm trying to sell you on me as an investor, or I'm trying to, all of a sudden status shifts, and real estate agents get pitched and called and marketed to all day long. They hate it. And so you need to be walking into those calls with the status of I write the check here. I'm the important one on the call.
And the way you do that, Jamil, the way you do that so well is by asking questions, the right questions at the right time. You guys remember, the one asking the questions is the one in control. And so there's an authority move here. So like if you watch me on my calls, I lead out by asking questions. Sometimes the agent will redirect and ask a question back, and I'll instantly do the same thing, and I'll reposition, and I'll answer that question by asking a question back to them. And all I'm doing is I'm regaining control, and very quickly I'm the authority here and I'm in control of this conversation. And you can see that dynamic happen. And then now, also agents are very feeble-minded. They're not the most intelligent people. Most of them are pretty dumb. Most of them, you guys are 100 times smarter than they are. So like just join the conversation as the authority. You're the investor with the cash, for crying out loud, right?
Yeah.
If they were,
you have to go to 90 hours of school and take 2 tests to get a real estate license, Jerry.
I have a license.
How
I'm
dare
teasing.
you?
Yeah, I'm teasing. But seriously, so many people are like, well, the agent, this and that. Who cares? What are somehow they smarter than you are? They're not smarter than you are. You're 10 times smart. Jamil is smarter in his pinky finger than all the agents in Arizona combined. I mean, let's be honest, right? So show up with that authority, command that respect, take control of the conversation, be ready to respond and take back control if you're losing control. Like, you are the investor here. They're the agent representing a seller. That's it.
That's it. There's a great book called The Buy Side. And it has nothing to do with real estate, but it has to do with what the attitude of the guy on the buy side should be.
What's it called?
The Buy Side.
Oh, perfect.
And
like
it's a Wall Street trader who is getting courted and like wined and dined and treated like royalty by all these people in Wall Street because he's on the buy side and they know they need him because he writes the checks.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this whole power move that you gain when you understand what it means to be on the buy side and how it is to walk the buyer line.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will keep you from getting hung up on.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. Like, I think about this all the time. When I call on distressed properties to agents, 9 times out of 10, if I ask them what they think the value is or the after repair value, and I don't say after repair value, I say back end value, resale value. 9 out of 10 do not know the resale value. When I ask them, what do you think the repairs are going to be? They don't know. So how did you come to a listing conclusion if you don't know the numbers? It baffles me. Like, what did you just guess?
You know
out of thin air?
You know exactly how they came to it. It's what the seller wanted. It's what the seller wanted. They're not going to tell them the truth. They're not going to. They're not telling them that they'll lose the listing if they tell the seller the truth. That their property will never sell for that price.
My favorite conversation is when the agent actually tries to sell me on the deal. This is a great deal. You can sell it for this. It'll only cost you so much to fix it up. Like, this is a great deal. I love that because it's like you're doing your freaking job. Your job is to sell me on why this is a deal. Like, you're in sales, for crying out loud. Like, I don't know what you tell me. I don't know. You're the investor. I have no idea what it'll resell for. I have no idea how much it's going to cost to fix it up. I just have it listed $150,000 over its as is value. I don't know, but that's what you deal with, guys. So you got to come with that right energy that you are the authority.
I love this question. Do you think your environment plays a role in your success? Non-real estate related question. We touched on this last time when we were talking about the subconscious.
Yeah.
Right. About how powerful your subconscious is and how, there's certain things that you can do personally to change your subconscious, but a lot of the heavy lifting is done by your environment.
Absolutely. You ever walk into a room where where people were just fighting?
Yeah. You feel it.
And the room is thick.
Mm-hmm.
The air is dense. You can feel the thickness, the density in that room. The vibration is low.
Yep.
And that's exactly what your environment does for you. It will either lift you or it will depress you, but you have to pay attention to your environment.
I never knew that like good vibes was like vibrations.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought vibes was its own word.
No,
It's
vibrations.
short for vibration. Yeah. I love it.
I mean, look, when Pacer's out in Montana,
Mm-hmm.
he's a completely different vibe than when he's in Arizona.
Right.
Right. His environment will change. When Jerry's in Puerto Rico, he's murderous.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He's completely different too. I'm different when I'm in LA at the water versus when I'm in Phoenix at my house.
Yep.
A completely different person.
Yep.
So I absolutely think that that's a real thing.
No idea what you're talking about, Jamil.
It's holding a shotgun.
All right.
Here's a couple of thoughts on this. Okay. I will say that by far the most important thing, more important than the software you use, your skill on the phone, your understanding of real estate, even your desire to be successful, the most important thing on the planet is who you spend your time with. Why? because all of those things that I just named will get fixed if you spend your time with the people that are the appropriate people. When I spend my time with Jerry or Brent or Jamil, I'm more inspired to do more, and not just more, but more things more efficiently with sometimes less time. I also find myself asking different questions and looking for different answers when I'm around these people or other people as well. For example, speaking on stage was something I wanted to be really, really good at. Here's what's funny. I watched every video. I took courses. I hired a trainer. I did everything I possibly could to be good on stage. And now I speak on some of the biggest stages on the planet. And why is that? It's not because of the courses. It's not because of even the coaching I took. It was because I hung out with Dean Graziosi or Jim Quick or Dan Martell or Barry Baumgartner or some of these other people that I just watched their process. I watched them on stage. I was around their energy behind the backstage. I would go to masterminds with them, the actual people doing the thing. You want to be good on the phone? Hang out with people that are on the phone. You want to make money? Hang out with people that are making money. And also, one of my favorite things is you want to hang out with people that talk more about their future than they do about their past.
Yep.
And when you are talking with your family members, every single conversation they have is about their past. Well, this happened and so and blah, 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 blah. You want to upgrade, you got to spend time with people that talk only about their future and way less about their past. And I can tell you that, Brent was a humongous blessing in my life. When I first got into the business, I'd been in the business for 5 years when I met Brent, but I wasn't like in the business. I was like in the secret society part of the business called Homevestors. And when I jumped out of that and I hung out with Brent, I realized that Brent had a standard operating manual or a standard that he would operate on.
Yep.
He woke up in the morning and that switch was turned on. I woke up in the morning and I had to find the switch to turn it on, if that makes sense. And it wasn't until I started hanging out with people like Brent, like Jamil, like Jerry, that light switch just permanently got turned on, which meant I was more motivated. I was more excited. I was more positive about the future. I knew the pathway forward. I could feel the momentum, the traction. 100% of your success will be because of the people you're hanging out with. 100%, because every single thing else in your life that you're challenged with will be solved by the people that you hang out with. That's it. It is not an important thing. It is the most important thing by far. Your family sucks. Your old friends suck. Sorry. I feel really bad, but they all do. I feel very, very bad saying all of that kind of stuff, but it seems like other people like that.
Which is why Pace, like I literally, had to move from my hometown.
Me too. And I actually tell people stories about you where I go, Jerry inspires me because Jerry moves every 3 years. Jerry's like, let me reset myself, get around new people, new ideas, new people that are doing things I never even comprehended. Now Jerry's over in Puerto Rico doing biggest flips he's ever done in his freaking life, biggest renovations, talking to people that are literal billionaires on a daily basis. And that wouldn't happen if you hung out in Detroit. It wouldn't have happened if you hung out in Alpine, Utah, or St. George, Utah. Like, you bounced around to find new environments and reset yourself, reset your mind every 3 years.
Where are you going to go next? You coming back?
We're hitting our 3-year mark, so I'm getting itchy. Yeah. I'm getting antsy.
You think you'd come back to Arizona, Jerry?
My wife wants to come back there. I don't. I think it's hot as balls there.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But we have Montana, so we can at least get out of there in the summer. I don't know.
It's still, but it's still a beautiful state. I no matter where I go, anywhere I travel to, even when I come to Arizona and I get hit with 110-degree heat in the face, I'm still grateful to be here. It's a beautiful place.
There's some good questions here. There's a question about should you get your CRM set up before you do your first deal? What do you think?
I mean, no, that's like
or your LLC.
There it
Like,
is.
It's like buying a stereo for a car you don't own yet.
Yeah, or like really going to the fitness store and buying the most expensive running shoes before you have even ever even walked and done any exercise, right? It really doesn't, it's not going to be the ticket to your success. The ticket to your success is going to be the action you take. It's going to be the mistakes you make. It's going to be the things that you learn, and then how you overcome the obstacles and refine your process and refine how you do your craft. The CRM isn't going to refine you. CRM isn't going to give you discipline. CRM isn't going to teach you the necessary skills that you need to communicate. And so my thought process here is do that stuff first. CRM, cool. Organize yourself at a later date. But for now, the most important thing is getting in the action.
I think it's a huge distraction.
It can be.
You want to talk about creative avoidance? It's that little part of our brain that's like, oh, yeah, I'm about to make that call to that ugly house. I'm about to call that agent on this property that I want to make an offer on. But before I do, let me go walk the dog. Let me go fiddle around on this software. Wow, look how cool it is. I bet it can get me deals without me even having to do anything. It can't. It can't. I'm telling you, if you have a manila folder, it'll be a better CRM for you for your first 25 deals and a yellow pad of paper. When was the first time you got into a CRM?
I mean, the reality is, how I was doing business back in the day. It was all off my cell phone. I had everything written down in an agenda planner book.
Had you made $1 million before?
Way more than $1 million.
Multiple millions before you had a CRM.
Yeah.
I am telling you, the most successful people in this business are not stuck in that computer. No. Stuck on the phone. Yep. Responding quickly, responding effectively, building up the skills of effective communication. That's all we have. What service what product are we putting out into the marketplace? We have our voice. That's what we have. That's what it is. We get paid millions to be able to effectively communicate with people. You have to have conversations, make offers. There's a great question here from John about, do I ask the seller how much does he want to sell his house for, or do I come in after doing my calculations and tell him what the price is worth? What do you think, Jerry?
I do. Yeah, because think about it. If I say to somebody, okay, are you so-and-so? Do you own this property? Great. Are you looking to sell it? If they say, yeah, my next question is, okay, how much do you want for it? I'll ask that question in the first 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't have any problem asking that question for sure. Now, you're going to have to probably work to uncover motivation and do some other things, but I don't wait to ask that question. I want them to tell me right out of the gate what they want for the property.
The biggest deals I've ever done, they've given me the price first.
Yeah, that's a fact. And because sometimes they'll just come out the gate with excuse me,
give me 100,000 for this, and I'm gone yesterday.
Yeah, no, I did. I bought that house down the road from you that was smeared with poop inside. That one, they called and said, hey, this is the number we want. Yeah. We know it's a really good price. Yeah. Here's the things that you need to do. Yep. One, clean the house before it ever sees the light of day. Mm-hmm. Nobody can walk in this house and see how our father lived. Yeah. And if you can give us that, assurance, we'll sell you the house for,
We put a property under contract today in Gilbert. The guy hasn't vacuumed or dusted in 13 years.
Jeez.
He has 4 dogs.
But that when you think about that question though, guys, he who names the price first loses. Yeah. He who names the price first loses.
Yeah, and you get creative on the way that you ask them. You know what I mean? You don't have to just ask them, well, how much would you take? Right? Open it up a little bit, have a conversation with them, see why they're selling the property. What is their timeline? When do they want this done? Do they want to trade price for speed and convenience? If they do, that's a cash as is offer. They want to trade the price for speed and convenience. And it's not always. I mean, listen, if people want to have a higher price and they're open to terms, just go to Pace's YouTube channel. You'll figure out how to do it. Get into his community. You'll figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? But if they want to trade price for speed and convenience, cash as is. We don't have to overcomplicate this. Hey, Carly.
She's the best.
She's the best.
You know what? I wanted to just tell people here. I asked Brent a question this morning because I wasn't sure. You know that Wholesale Hotlines had 4 million downloads.
Mm-hmm.
4 million
That's no
downloads.
joke.
Isn't that crazy?
That's not even YouTube numbers.
No.
That's podcast numbers.
Wow.
That's no joke.
Wow.
So if you're enjoying this,
go leave us a review.
Yeah, go give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. That would be awesome. I would love that.
If the purchase price of $125,000 and a rehab of $35,000, then ARV is 200 grand. So hard money costs us 15 grand for 6 months, and data shows it sells in 6 months. Will you just do that deal? Hell no. I will not do that deal. You're losing money on that deal.
And I don't think anything gets done in $35,000 these days.
Those numbers don't add up to me.
Yep.
And why is that, Jerry? Tell me why that doesn't add
Well,
up.
if I'm going to flip a property, me personally, now wholesaling's different because buyers pay what buyers pay. But if I'm going to flip that property and borrow hard money to do it, if 200 is my ARV, I want to be all in at 70%. So that's 140. I subtract out 35 in repairs. I'm buying at 105. I'd be buying that deal at 105. And I still probably wouldn't be excited about that deal because it's such a low price point that you're only going to make, if you hit all your numbers, if you buy at 105, you're going to make, you know what you're going to make on that? Nothing. You're going to make, I'll tell you what you're going to make.
Nothing.
You're going to make $30,000 if you do it all. You don't go over budget and it sells on time and all that. You're going to make $30,000. Why in the world would you buy a house, borrow money, fix it up, sell it to make $30,000? I wouldn't do that. You can wholesale something like that and make 15 and not have to do any of the work. Now, I would fix and flip a house for the same time, energy, and effort to make $150,000, and it's no different than that deal. I still got to buy it, fund it, hire contractors, fix it up, resell it. But a $800,000 house is going to make me 150, or a $200,000 house is going to make me 30. For the same effort, which one would you rather do?
It takes a lot of attention to flip a house.
It does. I know Brent and I know Jerry and my answer to this, but Brent and Pace, are you guys firing up your flipping businesses at all? Are you taking anything down and flipping them right now? Are you wholesaling everything? I'd love to hear from both of you guys.
I've got 5 flips going on right now, and I like flipping when rates are going down. So rates are going to go down again in November.
Yep.
And I think that it's a great time to wholesale. It's a great time to fix and flip. We are buying a lot of apartment buildings on seller finance right now, so I'm having fun with that. But my fix and flip business specifically, I just went and visited one in Kansas City. We bought for 500, ARV's 990.
Nice.
We're putting 150 into it, and we'll make a couple $100,000 on it. So I'm at a world right now where if I can't make $100,000 on a flip, I'm not going to waste my time.
Love it.
That's just me. What about you?
I would like to do I'll be honest. I hate flips. Personally, doing flips, it takes up way too much of my attention. My mind wanders onto all sorts of what's the new baseboards that's going off right now? What's the new doorknobs? What's the new paint colors? All these things. And it distracts me from income producing activities, right? And distracts my team from that. And my team's just not set up. We make froyo. We don't sell hot dogs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's 2 totally different businesses. And so I'm going to keep wholesaling as much as possible. There might be some that we take it down. So it's a technical flip, but I'm not going to fix it up. I'm going to just
pull that. Can you pull Pacer Brent? Can you pull that question back up by Dilruck? Hit that question where he said 125, 35 rehab. Pull that back up.
There it is. I got it.
There it is. That one. Pull that one up. Okay. Dilruck Hediachirachi. Do not do this deal. Do not do that deal. Dude, no. You are all in for 80% of ARV. And you're going to borrow hard money for 6 months on that deal. You're going to lose money. I'm telling you right now, you're going to lose money on that deal. Maybe break even if you're lucky on that deal. You do not want to be all in at 80%.
No, you need to get that at 70 or lower. Yeah, no doubt about it. But we're just not set up. We're just not set up to do a lot of flips. We've looked at it. Joe Homebuyer talks about how they do it a bunch, and I own a franchise here in Phoenix, and Jerry owns 10 throughout the country, and they do a really good job of getting the big spreads, less deals, bigger spreads. My team is not there. It's just they love doing it. They get all excited about it. Now my acquisition managers over talking to the contractor. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, get back to work.
Get on the phone. Get us the next deal.
I think on our flips, we're right about to be at from 70 to 65. And the reason why is, and this may change after election and stuff, but when I start comping properties and I look at flips and then I look at days on market, every single one of these, now I'm generalizing because every market's different. So there are markets that are hotter than others, but generally speaking, I'm seeing these flippers that went in very optimistic. They started out with these super high list prices, and then they're dropping 4 months on the market. They're coming 50, 75, 100,000 lower than they started. And then I go back and I look, okay, well, what did these suckers buy this for? And I look at, and I'm like, you lost money on this flip. You're not a good comp because, well, I mean, I guess the new reset number's good, but I'm just going into these thinking a whole lot more conservatively right now. If I am going to take on a flip, I'm factoring in that I want it to sell quickly. I'm going to adjust whatever ARV comps I'm looking at down some so that when I come on market, I'm not sitting around like they did.
I'd love your guys' opinions on this. Of course, every 4 years we have this pandemonium in this country where, a lot of people think everything's going to come to a screeching halt if the other side wins. I'd just love to hear what you guys think happens in real estate if the Crips win or if the Bloods win. What do you guys think?
Do you guys remember the conspiracy when Obama did his second run? I watched all these conspiracies like, oh, after his second term, he's not going to let go. He's going to become a dictator. You better buy land up in the mountains and all this stuff. Like the stuff that people come up with around all of this. And I mean, for me, honestly, it's just another day in business. I'm going to adjust accordingly and I'm going to keep going. And I'm not going to let whoever's in power. I've heard Pace say this too. I don't really care who's in power because I don't have any direct control over what they're going to do. I'm just going to adjust accordingly and keep going. And I'm going to find the opportunities if a door does close, I know there's another one that's going to open. And I just approach the whole thing with a lot of abundance. So honestly, I could care less. I mean, I have who I want and I have my beliefs, right? But I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I need to do every day to take care of my family, to build my business, and to make money.
Do you think there's any waves, though? You think there's any waves in the retail market with either side?
I mean, I think statistics show that everybody sort of gets panicky right now, and then everybody waits, and then whatever party wins, everybody kind of then just says, okay, let's go back to life. And so I don't know. I don't really see it. I've never really seen that happen to me. I could be off on that, but.
What do you think?
Can I get controversial?
Please.
Uh-oh.
Okay, check this out. This is an interesting thought process. Okay. Doesn't mean I feel this way. Actually, yes, it does. It's exactly how I feel. So I had a buddy of mine, I'm on a phone call with him. He's got a private jet. So you can imagine he's probably Republican, all about, capitalism, all that stuff. And we're talking about, he goes, we need to get Trump elected, and I spent the whole day with Trump a couple of weeks ago. And then I got invited to go to Trump's Prescott rally. And they were like, hey, we'll pick you up in helicopter one and fly you up. And I was like, I'm good. And so my buddy calls me. He's like, are you not interested in getting him elected, Trump elected? I said, honestly, as a real estate investor, I have made more money. This is going to sound so bad. I have made more money in the last 4 years as a real estate investor than I've ever had, ever. Why? Because inflation helps me. And when the government prints money, I win. So as an individual, when they go out and they print money and they do more of these things, like Kamala wants to do the $25,000 down payment assistance program in California. They've got the program that's $150,000 down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers. Where does that money come from? It comes from the government. Federal government subsidizes those things when they don't have the money to do it. So they're printing money, guys. They're printing money. When they print money, the people who own assets actually win. And I believe personally that the federal government has a massive interest in causing hyperinflation so that they can get out of the debt that they're in. They will not get out of the debt they're in unless they do provide or cause hyperinflation. Because if your debt today is, what is the debt today? National average, I think, or the national debt today, I think is 30. No. Debt. You guys ever look at this thing?
Yeah, it's stressful.
It's so stressful. Oh, let's look at this. This is so tasty. This is like it just shows you how bad things are. Okay, so check this out. We are currently in $35 trillion in debt. And when you really look at this stuff and you really deep dive into it, it's pretty scary. So sadly, here's the disadvantage. The people that are poor and don't have the same intelligence, education, and access to information, even though they have YouTube, their fingers don't even know what to search. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you can agree that I can use ChatGPT better than somebody else can use ChatGPT, and I can look up flipping mastery on YouTube when somebody else might not know that even exists. So just because I have access to YouTube doesn't mean I have access to the information. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so I look at it and I'm like, I feel bad for the average American that's like, I don't even know what to do. In fact, I'm watching this this political thing happen this morning about people talking about how Arizona power payments have quadrupled in the last 3 years. I'm like, doesn't matter to me. I raise my rents.
If I played devil's advocate with you, you probably would have made more money than your entire life in the past 4 years if none of that happened either. And this next 4 years, regardless of who wins or loses, you'll probably make more money than you did in the previous 4 years, because you're just going to do what you do and you're going to figure out whatever's happening. I'm going to do what works. And it doesn't really matter.
That's definitely an argument, but the fact is that's not a fact. The fact is I made more money under Democrat rule than I did in the prior 4 years. And when I look at it, like very specifically, it's because of inflation and the printing of money that my real estate portfolio has gone up in so much significant value. I've made more money in the last 3-4 years than the Coca-Cola CEO. And the reason being is because of the value of my property going up. So it actually has outbeaten inflation, which has been amazing. Okay, so if inflation is 6%, my average my real estate has gone up so significantly. So I look at it, I go, oh my gosh. I told my buddy on the phone, I said, I don't know if I want Trump to be president. Now, I was joking because there's other things that I like about Trump. He's pro-business. I think that we need to be stronger. I think our borders need to be stronger as well. But here's the thing. This is also going to be controversial. I benefit from an open border. Why?
Your labor costs are down.
My labor costs go down, and the tenants in all my co-living properties, 60% of them are immigrants. I was teaching the ASREA last week, okay? And I'm talking about co-living, and I was in a 4-hour class for the ASREA. And I was like, I was talking about co-living, and one of the people goes, yeah, but these tenants, who are these tenants? They're ruining neighborhoods. And one of the ladies stands up. She goes, I'm a nurse and I'm in one of Pace's co-living properties. I'm like, how do you know you're in one of my co-living properties? She's like, I rented the property. I saw you on YouTube. I realized it was the same house I was staying in. And I realized who you were. And I came in and learned this class. I was like, what the crap? She's a nurse. I said, okay, this is amazing. This is all recorded. It was such a cool moment. And I said, let me ask you a question. What percent of the people in that house do not speak English? And she says, probably 80%. It's me and one other person that do speak English. And she says, everybody else is like fresh to the country, etc. So think about this. I'm just making an argument for my personal income. My personal income, I look at it, I go, if I'm going to be a greedy son of a gun and I don't care about open borders and what happens to people that are getting killed by illegal immigrants and some of the drugs and the fentanyl that's coming across and all the craziness that's going on. As an individual, I've made more money. But I think as a country, there are long-lasting effects of the way that things are being governed, and that I don't appreciate and I don't like. And so, against my better financial decision, here's the thing about the Democrats and the Republicans: they make waves. No matter who's in office, they're making waves. We, my friends, are surfboarders. We just ride the wave. And the better you get at riding the wave, you go, oh, tide's going out. Democrats are coming in, going to be in office. Oh, tide's coming in. Republicans are, guys, we can surf no matter what's going on. We can make money no matter what's going on. But I can make an argument on either way. And to answer Jamil's question, I think that there's no more challenging time. If you're trying to do, let's say you're trying to do a challenge right now. I know Jerry just did a challenge. Jamil's trying to do a challenge right now. If you're trying to get attention right now, good mother freaking luck. All the attention in the world has been sucked up by Trump and Kamala. And so it's all anybody can think about right now. They can't think of, people that want to get into wholesale cannot think past next week's election. They're not like Brent. They're not like Jamil. They're not like Jerry, not like me. I could go 5 days and forget that there is even an election. Oh, you guys are, that election thing didn't happen yet? Damn, we're still talking about that? Damn, all right. But other people, it's like, it's all consuming. It's everything their stupid W-2s talk about. It's everything their stupid family talks about. It's either football or it's the election, and it's all anybody can think about. So I think what's going to happen is, regardless of who goes in office next week, everybody's going to have a sigh of relief about a week afterwards and go, can we talk about anything else now? And just get back to work, kind of like what Jerry's saying. Right? We can make money in any situation. I think if Trump, here's my honest opinion, I think if Trump gets into office, consumer sentiment goes up. I think consumer sentiment goes up. The economy is consumers and their sentiment and how they feel about their spending, right? I feel confident. I feel like things are going to be better in the future. Therefore, I will spend more money. Okay. Some Abundant Legend says, stupid family is crazy. Yeah. Your family ain't helping you much. Okay. Financially, let's be very, very clear. Your family's not helping you much financially. Nobody's family is. So I'm outside of the normal, hey mom, hey dad, how you doing thing. When you guys spend too much money or time with your family, this is such a massive, massive problem. Okay. Now Kaden says, I'd rather talk about money. Cool. Well, here's the thing about me. I understand why people love football. I totally get it. That's their hobby. I like golf. I like other things. So I get it. I'm just saying, like, during this time, it's football, it's baseball, and the freaking politics. Holy crap. The world cannot focus on anything else. It's no wonder people are having a hard time making money. They can't do anything else. And these marketers are so genius. Trump is the greatest at this. There's nobody better. He's the greatest marketer of all time. He just sucks up all the energy. So I think, Jamil, that we will see a boost in consumer sentiment for 30 to 60 days that I hope compounds and gives us some momentum. But guess what? I think if Kamala gets in office, everything will be fine in about 45 days anyway, and things will start growing again anyway. I think everything's going to be perfectly fine. I just think that how the spenders, the people who create jobs, right, primarily are Republicans. That is proven. That's not an opinion. That's a proven fact. The majority of people that are providing jobs in this country are small business owners, and the majority of them are Republicans. And so when they feel confident, they hire more people. And so consumer confidence, I think, is going to be stronger when Trump gets in office. More hiring will happen. I read a statistic this morning. It's kind of scared me. I never even thought about this. You know, all these jobs that the Democrats are saying, oh, we've produced all these many jobs since Biden's been in office. Did you know 40% of the jobs they're quoting are second and third jobs of the same exact human beings? These are not additional jobs. These are, hey, the inflation's so bad, y'all suckers have to go get a second or third part-time job. And they're counting the second and third jobs as jobs they've created. Genius. Hey, you know what? Instead of actually bringing manufacturing back here, and instead of removing all the bull crap red tape when it comes to building affordable houses that would produce actual jobs and more construction jobs, why don't we just make things cost 3 times as much money so people have to go get a second and third job? Then we can tell people that we have produce 3 times more jobs than anybody else. So at the end of the day, people are going to figure it out, sadly. But I do look at Venezuela. I look at other places in South America that have had their dollar collapse. It's real stuff. We just don't Here's what's real. 5 years ago, dozen eggs was $1.50. Today, what's a dozen eggs?
$6.
Well, you're eating those free range chickens. I ain't got that money. I mean that Costco chicken stuff. So $4. So a dozen eggs are 2.5 times more than what they were 5 years ago. Are wages 2.5 times more? No. Everything across the board. Housing is double what it was 5 years ago. Housing has doubled. Rents have gone up through the roof. So it's a real problem. However, how we feel about it, I think Jerry is 100% correct. Trump will make everybody have a euphoric high very quickly. Kamala, people will settle in and get to work within 60 days. What do you, Brent and Jamil, what do you guys think?
I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, either way, we still have to build our business. We still have to hire really great talent, and we still have to provide as much value to the marketplace as possible. What I will say is a lot of the cash buyers that we work with are very Republican, and they are sitting on the sidelines right now. They are sitting on the sidelines because they are waiting to see what's going to happen. And we have a lot of buyers in the Maryville area, in the South Phoenix area, that are also sitting on the sidelines to see what happens with immigration policies. And so from a micro level, from a day-to-day, how are deals being sold in my business, it has had an effect. We have had to triple our efforts in dispo to sell deals right now because people are scared. People are scared now. That'll all kind of fizzle out once the election results are here. I think that there's going to be a euphoria amongst very wealthy fix and flippers and portfolio buyers if Trump gets in. And I think there's going to be a gold rush of buyers that are coming in that are buying properties at higher prices. I think they're going to continue to pull back to the end of the year if Kamala gets in. That's my opinion in our business in Phoenix, and that could change. I mean, maybe guys, put it in the chat. Let me know what you guys are feeling around the country. Yep. But that's what I'm feeling. Yep. That's what I'm getting from Jeremy. I texted you about it. I texted Matt Justice about it. I texted Spencer about it, just to see where all the buyers.
It's the same. It's the same story everywhere.
It's the same story. Yeah. I'm just saying.
What's interesting too is that they lowered rates 0.5%. Guess what we did? Days on market went up.
Right.
Okay. Days on market went up after a 0.5 decrease. Guess what's going to happen in November? Another 0.5 decrease. And I still don't think it's going to make an impact until the consumer sentiment comes back, which is what you're talking about, Brent. So I'm 100% on the same page as you.
Hey,
I think that's just the public getting, a lot of noise out there, a lot of distraction. I think that's most of it. I think it's mostly the distraction of the election. There's this like splitting of the aisle between friends and family and people that, all this stuff, that's just causing a lot more attention to be drawn that way. And I think once things calm down and it settles down, it always does, the buyers will come back. But I think it's something that you should expect for sure.
Hey, Brent, I'd love to look at this question by Creme de la Clutch.
Oh, yeah. Same.
I love this question. I've got thoughts around that. If you could pull
Go ahead and read it, Jerry.
It says, hey, guys, I have a property that I'm all in at 230. Just wasted 2 months under contract at 349. Appraised at 360. What would you drop the price to if had zero interest for showings in the last 30 days? So this is going back to a little bit about what's going on right now. Well, a couple of things here. Here's my thoughts around this. You have to get market feedback. And the way that the market, think about it in stages. The market's going to see your listing. They're going to go on Zillow. They're going to click through the pictures. If they think the price is reflective of what they're looking at in pictures, they'll set up a showing. If they think the price is not reflective of the pictures they're looking at, they won't set up a showing. So if you're not even getting showings, then your price too high. That's your feedback. Your price too high. Now, if you're getting showings but no offers, then what happened was they said, okay, it looks good for the price. I like that. I'm going to go out there. They got out there and they didn't like something. That's why they're not writing an offer. So now the only way to know why you had a showing but no offer is you've got to freaking get feedback. You got to call that buyer's agent and hound them until they tell you. And the questions you're going to ask them are, what did your buyer think about my property? What was their favorite thing? What was their least favorite thing? What do you think about the price? What did the buyers think about the price? Give me feedback. And what'll happen is if you do that effectively, after you talk to 5, 6, 8, 10 people, you're going to get enough feedback to where you're going to know what the market doesn't like about your house. Now, some of that you might have control over, like, they hate that, paint or whatever. And now you can fix that. They might be like, you're on a busy road. You can't fix that, drop the price. But either way, that's the only way you can know what the market thinks about your property. So then what I do is, what you don't want to do is communicate to the market that you're desperate. And how do you do that? Well, you wait 60 days, like in your case, and then you do a huge price drop. Right. Because now you're communicating, hey, I'm motivated. Now you're just going to get lowball offers. That's what I would do. If I saw somebody drop the price 50 grand, I'm going to lowball them because I'm going to think, they're desperate. But if you strategically drop your price 5,000 every 7 days, watch your showings. Once you're getting 7 showings a week, you're probably right there. Now you got to figure out, well, why aren't you getting an offer? What do they like and what do they not like about your property? So guys, you got to take control over this situation. You crème de la clutch. You can't just be sitting there wondering. You should not know right now why you're not getting an offer. You should know that and then do something about it. And the way you know that is by getting that feedback.
Great answer.
How do you get leads right now? If you have a very low to non-existent budget, if you all had to start over, how would you do it?
Oh, the same way I did it when I had no budget when I started.
It's me too.
I would get on the phone and I would start talking to real estate agents.
Yep.
It's the easiest way, in my opinion, to get a free lead. It's you can talk to agents that have listings on market right now that are maybe a little stale and are in original condition or needing work, and start having quality conversations with them about where things are in that listing and where they think the seller is. And there's a whole series that Jerry and I did on his YouTube channel where we go over that, and you can very easily learn some of the strategies. In fact, Jerry and I are doing a little get together in Puerto Rico where we're going to be actually helping people hands-on, awesome. having those conversations. Love to have you out there, but doesn't sound like you might be at that point yet, Lucas. But reality is, free leads are people that have already raised their hand and said they want to sell. Now it's a negotiation. Now it's a conversation. And so that's where I would start. In fact, I think Jerry, Pace, and I are planning to actually prove that this is a possible thing to do by just dropping us into a random town and and while having a full-time job, go out there and do some deals. I'm excited to do that, guys. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, honestly, I had a one-on-one with somebody this morning that is like, hey, they DM me, and I rarely do this, but I'll every once in a while I'll do like a random one-on-one with somebody. And they go, if you had to start all over, what would you do? And to generate leads. I said, the exact opposite of what you think I'm going to tell you. Because have you tried this before? Have you attempted and failed? Have you, tried to generate leads and then you keep finding, is it like a diet for you? It's like a new diet for you. It's like the South Beach diet. Now it's Atkins. Now it's this. We're going to go from door knocking for a week. Then we're going to go to cold calling for a week. Then we're going to spend some money on PPC for a week, and we're going to run out of money and go, that didn't work. PPC's stupid. Is that what it is? And everybody's answer is yes, that's exactly what I've done. I've called off Craigslist. I've done this. I've gone on the websites. I've gone to Investor Lift. I've tried to do this for 3 days or 2 days, or better yet, 45 minutes. Most people, here's the challenge I'll give you guys. I'm going to give everybody this challenge. Look at me right in the eyeballs. I'm going to give you this challenge. If you can prove to me that you worked for 3 hours every day for 30 days straight, and in 30 days you can't get a deal, I will give you $10,000. The problem is, here's the bigger problem. People won't even, most people will not even take the challenge. Secondly, they'll go, tell me what to do. And I'll go watch Jerry's channel, go watch Jamil's channel, go watch Brent's channel, go watch my channel. We've answered this video 1,000 times. Okay, great. Now they got the video. They'll go, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. And then 4 days later, they forgot they said they would even start. That's like literally everybody's problem. So the tactics and the strategies is actually not your problem.
Right.
Okay. Because I can guarantee you, anybody, if you can show me that you've recorded yourself working for 3 hours every day for 30 days straight and you haven't gotten a contract, I will give you $10,000. That is my contract. The first contract you're ever going to get is going to be the contract you and I signed that says, I will give you 10 grand if you can't get a contract working 3 hours a day, doing what I tell you.
He's absolutely right. He's 100% right. If you actually did what he said to do there, if you actually did what he said to do, the success would be inevitable.
And that's 3 hours. That's 3 hours. By the way, 3 hours, you should be getting to 5 offers and 3 hours on the phones. If you're having quality conversations, you should get to 5 offers. That's 25 a week. That's 100 a month. Pace is dead right. You will get a deal and you don't need any skill. You just need to talk to people and make offers. And because the stars will align. Now get skills to do it better, but like you'll get a deal just because you're in the right place at the right time. Just show up for 3 hours a day and do it consistently for a month and you'll get a deal.
So here's what I'll do for you. Everybody. 3 weeks ago, my voice still hurts from this. Hold on. I'll let you guys come on the show. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to give you guys a link in the side chat. Okay. This link in the side chat says streamyard.com/blah, blah, 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 whatever. Click on the thing. Don't come on here to sit in the backstage and watch the show. You're watching the show right now. Click on the link if you want to talk about this, because I would love to talk about this exact thing. Okay. Couldn't be more true, Pace. 2 to 3 hours a day is actually, to be honest with you, it's too much. 2 to 3 hours a day is smothering the fire of your business. It's too many hours. No, like you can do this business in 45 minutes a day, legitimately 45 minutes a day. Okay. Now I'm doing, there you go. So Carson says on one method has gotten me close to 250 in my first year in the business. I had 0 skills to start. I just talk to people every day. There you go. Well, the problem is with the people are like, tell me how you should start with nothing. I already know that you've already tried 10 different ways. Julio, if you want to come on the show, you stop moving that phone right now. Julio.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Julio.
Okay, you came on here not because you came on here to chat about this exact thing, right?
Absolutely. So,
okay, what do you got for me?
I just started wholesaling about a month ago. So a buddy of mine, I used to work in a utility company. He actually wholesales in Ohio, but lives in New York. So I kind of got up with him and he kind of gave me some directions. He's kind of led me to Jerry's page. And I haven't been doing the whole to your point, right? I haven't been doing every single day for 3 hours, but I maybe miss a day, right? But I do get on the phone every day with the agent at least, or follow up with the text, kind of to see like, hey, we spoke about X listing last week. Do you have anything up? So now I have an agent said she has a pocket listing coming up in a week or two, based off this conversation. So it's kind of like to your point, right? Just being at the right time, just being consistent.
Hey, that's not my point. You don't need to be in the right day in the right time. My point is, if you can't do it, ironically, you're wearing a Gymshark shirt.
Yes.
Did you build your physique and all the muscle you have by just working out one day every 30 days?
No.
Okay. This is the problem with everybody in wholesale, everybody in business, everybody in anything they're trying to do. Me too, when I first started, is I lied to myself. It does not matter what strategy you use. Calling agents, calling sellers, foreclosures, knocking doors, sending text messages, doing postcards, PPC, PPL. Does not matter what the strategy is. Does not matter what the strategy is. There's 51 different ways to get a deal. 51. Does not matter what one. I can tell you, obviously, with my skill level, you put me on any one of those strategies in 3 days, I'm getting a deal. Most of those strategies, first day, I'm getting a deal. Most of those strategies, Jerry is getting a deal in 1 day. It is physically impossible for anybody else to choose any one of those strategies, and in 2 hours, I'll give you the same challenge. 45 minutes a day. If you do what I tell you to do 45 minutes a day for 30 days straight, I will give you $10,000 if you can't get a deal. And what will happen is people still won't do it. They just won't do it. Oh, a birthday party popped up. Oh, the such and such happened. But Pace, I got sick. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. So here's what I would do. If I'm starting over, here's what I would do. I'm brand new. I'm not cold call. You couldn't pay me to cold call. That's not my personality type. You couldn't pay me. I've cold called 2 hours in my life. It ain't happening. I personally don't think it's a good use of my time. And so what I would do is, I love talking to people. I love TTPing all day long, but you're never going to get me to pick up a phone and cold call. Ain't going to happen. So what I'll do is, for me, if I have a low budget, here's the tools I'm using. I'm using Deal Sauce or PropStream. Let's just say PropStream. Everybody knows PropStream. I'm going to use PropStream, and I'm going to use LOIBlaster.com. Here's what PropStream is going to do. PropStream is going to pull up all the agents, okay, that have been on the market for over 90 days with low equity. And I'm going to get in my market, Ohio, wherever you are, doesn't matter. New Jersey, New York, does not matter. All 50 states and Puerto Rico, does not matter. I'm going to pull up in Maricopa County 600 opportunities a month. Okay, 600 opportunities a month, new, brand new. And I'm going to send all of them a letter of intent. Hey, here's my cash offer. Here's my creative offer. If you want to have a conversation, please let me know. Here's my email. What's going to happen is, out of every 100 LOIs I send out, 30 of them are going to reach back out and go, hey, yeah, I'm interested in a conversation. Out of 30 calls, me personally, the last time I did 30 calls, I got 7 contracts. I'm making $150,000 out of 30 calls in 5 days. I will give you those recordings. I will show you where the lead came from. I will show you the appointment that was set. I will show you the entire phone call and the follow-up and where the contract got signed. I will show you the entire thing. I will give you all the information, and I will still challenge people to do it for 30 days, and they still won't do it. That is literally people's number one problem. It's not the tactic. It's not the strategy. It is literally the lack of commitment that people have. That is it. Because then Brent could tell me to do something else. He could say, go cold call. Perfect. You could tell me to do anything else, PPL, anything. And I'm getting a deal in 30 days, no matter what. No problem. In fact, I would do a challenge that you could do a spinning wheel of 51 strategies, spin the wheel randomly, pick any one of them, and give me a week to get a deal, or else somebody can blow a freaking bullet through my brain. I would take that challenge any day of the week. Truly. The thing is, I'm good. So let's do this. Let's change it and give the challenge to somebody for 30 days to get one contract. I don't even care if the contract fails, but you will get a contract. I promise you. In fact, by day 10, you'll say, holy crap, I have so many leads. I don't even know what to do with myself. I know when people are actually taking action, because the question goes from how do I start from zero to holy crap, I have a lot of leads. I don't know what to do with them. It's a very different series of questions, right? So what you're doing, I'm going to guess, is you're cold calling real estate agents. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
That's stupid. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you work all day long. Are you motivated to call agents when you come home, or do you come up with bullcrap excuses not to call them? That's me, by the way. I will come up with bullcrap excuses not to call them. Will you do the same thing?
I mean, I have, but I still kind of, it's like getting
Don't
to the gym.
give me a bullshit political answer. Is it yes or no?
No, I'm being honest. Like, there's
yes.
days that I don't, and I do. And there's days I don't want to do, and I don't.
The answer is yes, you do. That's the answer. Yes, I do come up with bullcrap excuses. Say yes. Gosh damn it.
It's a 50-50. I'm being honest with you, Pace. So there's days that it's like going to the gym.
Hold on.
There's days I don't want to go to the gym.
Let me ask you, this is the same thing for me, okay? If your girlfriend came to you and said, hey, did you cheat on me? And you go, well, there's days I do and there's days I don't. Bro, this game is like a marriage. You got to be married to this thing. Did you cheat on this game by taking a day off? Did you or did you not? The answer is yes. No other bullshit excuse. It's yes.
I respect that.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am your big brother. I am giving you love. I'm appreciating you. I'm letting you know you're taking action. So here's the thing. I would change up what you're doing. I'm going to tell you what's really hard about what you're doing. You're probably in the blue collar trades. Are you in the trades?
Yes, a utility worker.
How good am I at this? Bro, I can read you like a book. I'm telling you. Okay. So you come home, you're tired, you dealt with bullshit, politics at your job, your boss, you're this, your coworkers, you're this, that, and the other, everything else. And then you want to come home and pick up the phone and cold call? No wonder you're coming up with excuses. I'm the same exact way. So you're not going to fix that inner bitch. I have an inner bitch too, my friend. You do too. Here's how I fix my inner bitch. I make it so the appointments are set for me. So when I come home, I actually have somebody to talk to that's interested in talking to me rather than me calling people random style. This ain't some Korean song called Gangnam Style. This ain't no random style calling. I want to get home and know I have 2 or 3 people to talk to. How do I do that? You send the LOIs out in the morning before you go to work. It takes literally 5 minutes. I will give you guys all my personal email and I will beat your asses so hard with this challenge. Every single one of you, I will challenge you. I will send you a contract right now that if you just do what I tell you to do in 30 days and you can't get a deal, I will give you 10 grand. There ain't no mother freaking way. There's no possible way. It's impossible. Okay? So here's my email. I will give you my gosh dang email. Send me an email. I'll put it right on the screen. PasteJMorby@me.com. It's the only email people do not answer. I'm the only one that answers that email. Send me an email right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the recordings of me for working for 5 days, getting 7 properties under contract without a single cold call. I will never cold call in my life. That's not my personality type. I hate it. I will make excuses up. I just know myself. Telling me to stop making excuses does not convince me to stop making excuses. Telling me to work harder doesn't make me work harder. You have to find something that will appease your personality in order for you to grow. And the way I figured it out for my personality is when I come home from my long days at work in my blue collar company, because I was just like you. Contractor, 14-hour days. You think I'm coming home after 14 hours in cold calling?
Absolutely not.
No, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna walk in my house, I'm gonna see my kids, I'm gonna go, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Wholesale Hotline one more time. I'm gonna watch 5 more of these Jerry Norton videos, and then I'm gonna do it tomorrow. In fact, I should have named my first child tomorrow because I said tomorrow so many times. It wasn't until I figured out how to make it so I had appointments on my calendar to talk to that were already interested in selling the property that everything in my life changed. Now, does cold calling work? Yes. But when you're a blue collar person like you and I was, bro, you've lost all your energy at work. Okay. So what I would do is I will send you the recordings. Here's what the recordings show you. I have a gentleman named Myron that's generating the leads for me live while I am also calling the leads live. So he's in a different recording and you can watch them back to back and watch us working together simultaneously. He's generating leads. I'm getting on the phone. He presses buttons. People want to talk to me. Presses buttons. People want to talk to me. Not a single cold call was given. We made $120,000 3 weeks ago in 1 week. Jeez. So, and here's what's cool. All of the appointments were made by freshmen, people I would say are brand new in the business. So on-market agents, 90 days plus, no equity. You want to do cash out? Guys, I'm just telling you, creative finance is 10 times easier than cash. It just is. Why? Because I can give them the price they want and I can go target the people that have no equity and I can make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on the assignment, the same price, paying full price that anybody else. Just go after creative finance. You want to go get your first deal? Easiest thing you'll ever do. Yeah, I'll give you your full price. I don't even have to negotiate price. I just find the people that have no other option. Easy. Wait, you're telling me there's drop-down menus? Pace, are these recordings? Yes, I told you to email me. Only 15 people have emailed me, and there's 500 people on here. PaceJMorby@me.com. I will give you the gosh damn recordings that we did 2 weeks ago, and I will also challenge your bitch asses. Sorry. Do it for 30 days and tell me you can't get a deal. Physically impossible. And more importantly, after 30 days, you'll have 3 deals and you go, now I have different questions. The problem is the same. I don't mind problems. I mind the same problem. And the same problem is, I need to do it tomorrow. I need to do it tomorrow. I need to do it tomorrow. How many days are you going to say you're going to do it tomorrow? I did it for 7 years, bro, just so you know. How long are you going to do it? I lied to myself for 7 years.
Yeah, I'm ready to take action, man. I'm serious. I really want to, you know, I'm done with this blue collar, honestly. You know, I want to give myself a certain time so I can start, you know, do what you guys do and do it full time.
You look, here's the thing. You send me an email. I'll give you those recordings. I will, in fact, I'll do a whole Zoom for everybody. Everybody that's on here, I will reply to you. I will do a Zoom with you guys tomorrow for 30 minutes explaining the whole thing and go do these activities every day. Boom, 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 boom. Go accept the challenge. If you can't get a deal, I'll give you 10 grand.
What's the name of the platform there, Pace?
PropStream and LOI Blaster.
LOI Blaster.
All LOI Blaster does is it takes the information from PropStream and it does the email blasting for you 100 emails at a time. So you don't have to manually email all the agents. LOI Blaster comes up with the cash offer for you and the creative offer for you. Wait, I don't have to comp? No, you don't have to comp a property. F that. The purpose, you will see all the calls I make. Every single call I make with an agent has nothing to do with the house I'm calling about. I couldn't give two craps about the house. I'm calling about the relationship with the agent. And you will see this with Jerry's calls. The problem is most people just won't get on the phone because it requires to pick up the heaviest object on planet Earth, which is this. What's your phone number? Tomorrow. You gonna make money? Tomorrow. Dude, I know this so well because it's me all day long. I wasn't even yelling at you guys. I was yelling at myself. I was hoping I could yell loud enough that the 10-year ago version of me could hear me say this right now. Because I made all the excuses. I said, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. 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 Just email me. I have 59 emails. Watch this. This is how funny it is. There's all these people, okay? There's all these people who are like, show me how to do it. Guys, I will literally give you the keys to the kingdom. And here's what will happen. I will get 59 emails. Watch this. I have 65 emails out of 545 people on here right now. My email's on the screen. Email me and I will give you all the recordings of a week-long challenge, every lead generated, every appointment set, every call I made, every single thing through the entire process. There's not a single second of the business we did not record for a week. Not a single second of the business we did not record. I will give you all the recordings. And what I'll also do is early tomorrow morning, if you guys are not lazy knuckleheads, I will do a 30-minute Zoom with you going, here's the recordings. Here's the activities you should be doing every day. Here's your 30-day challenge. Go do it. I'm not going to sit on the challenge with you. I'm not going to watch you do it, but I'll give you the parameters to go and do it. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll go, here's what I want you to do. If you can show me you did these things for 30 days and you don't have a contract, I'll give you $10,000. In fact, I'll fly to your damn house. That's how confident I am. I will fly to your house and Jerry Norton will come to you too. And he'll even give you his 11th child. Okay. All right. Sorry. I got people all hot and bothered. I'm sorry.
Pace, can I do a shout out to Ingrid Hernandez?
Yes, please.
So I have this property in Arizona that I want to sell, $600,000, $625 price point. And I call Ingrid and I say, Ingrid, I'm looking for an agent that can list this for me for 1%. Know anybody? I knew damn well Ingrid would do it. Ingrid's like, yeah, me. I'm like, okay, awesome. Let's do it. And she says, if I find the buyer, can I have another 1%? I'm like, heck yeah, for sure. So literally within 10 minutes, she's got the listing agreement over. I DocuSign that. Next day, she goes out, gets professional pictures, the whole write-up, sends me the MLS link, and it's like live. Like that fast. I mean, guys, think about this. This is amazing. Like a 1% full service, 1% listing, no drama, super fast, super easy, super professional. Like, you guys think that you have to pay like these full price commissions. And so why would Ingrid do something like that? Well, first of all, she knows I'm an investor, and she knows that, man, if I could get Jerry's business, that's going to just equal more business and more business. And who's he going to call next time? He's going to call me. Like, she's playing the long game. Ingrid is one of those unicorn agents, but guys, they're out there, and I would be thinking that way. I very rarely pay a full 3% on an investment flip or a listing, right? And there are agents that will work with you that way that are amazing and awesome, and you can create that long-term strategic relationship. So I just wanted to share that and tell Ingrid you're awesome.
Ingrid's amazing. She is in Owners Club. She's an amazing collaborator. I spoke at the ASREA, and the whole time I was just like, work. Everybody's like, can I work with you? And I go, no, work with Ingrid. She's the queen of Arizona. She's surpassed me. She's better than me. I love her so much. And she is a big, big, big go-giver. Okay, guys, last time I'm going to say this. PasteJMorby@me.com. I gave you the thing. It's so, I don't get it, by the way. I could put it on the screen right here, PasteJMorby@me.com. I could say it out loud, and then somebody says, can somebody please put it in the chat? Let's go to some live audience here. Let's go to a girl. Joy, how you doing, Joy? She's like, oh, dang it, we had Joy in here. Dang it. I was trying to get some love on here. Adrian Guzman, what's up, bro? You got to unmute yourself, bro, and you can't move your phone around, or else I'll pull you off the screen and karate chop you.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
What's up, bro? How can we help you today?
Yeah. So I feel like the biggest thing, I just need to get into your community. I spoke with someone today. No lie, broke, but I mean, I'm hungry, man. I'm willing to put in the work and the sweat equity that's needed in.
The best thing you could do is get on a team with somebody else inside the community. So like Landon Moore, Eddie Marin, Ingrid Hernandez, 150 people you could be on there. What city do you live in?
I live in the Chicagoland area doing business.
Okay, Chicago. You know, I'm going to be in Chicago in like 2 months, right? We're going to do a big, massive meetup there. Nita Patel, one of the greatest wholesalers in the whole entire country, is in Chicago. Go to her meetup. She's in our community. She's amazing. Nita Patel. Find her inside the community. She's epic. Good to see you. Let's see. Joy, I was trying to chat with you, Joy, and then you bailed on me. What's up?
I hit the wrong button.
No worries. What do you got for us, Joy?
Well, I'm just here. I'm just trying to you're kicking my butt, but I needed this tonight.
I needed it too. That's the thing, Joy. These two guys did it for me so many times in their lives. They just don't know it. Or Brent knows it. I sat down with Brent multiple times, but with Jerry, I was watching Jerry 2 years before I was allowed to like hang out with him and talk to him. But I fought my way in there. Joy, where do you live?
I live in Dallas. I'm originally from New Jersey, New York area. And I actually got my first deal earlier this year. I worked with another wholesaler. We locked up a deal in Temple, Texas. And we actually locked up 2 deals. Very low wholesale fees, but it was good experience. But the challenge was like keep the momentum to keep going.
Here's an interesting question. So you're in Dallas, you live in a really nice house, which means you have golden handcuffs. You don't need the money, right? And so what happens is you are like, cool, I proof of concept. This is amazing. And then all of a sudden your regular life that you don't really, you love, but like you want to improve takes you back over. And then you find yourself going, man, I got to change something. What job do you have and why don't you like it? Your boss is not watching, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm a registered nurse. And I live with my beautiful family, and you're right. I have a nice life, but I want a better one. Yeah. Okay, cool. So did you know I've been in Dallas like the last 3 months? I've been to Dallas 4 times, and we've had like 4 massive meetups with 300-400 people. Yeah.
And you didn't want to come out and hang out?
Keeping up with everything sometimes. I not to make an excuse, but this is my excuse. I think,
You're a registered nurse. No offense to you, but you guys have the best job on the planet. There's 3 days a week you don't work, just so you know. I'm not sure if you are aware of this.
I actually work from home, so. But I'm a mom and I have soccer and I think just trying to just manage everything. But again, I'm here because I keep showing up, and what you're saying, all the different excuses, I've said them all. So I'm like, okay, I need to hear what you're saying because I need to challenge myself.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're also somebody that might not need to wholesale, right? Like, why do you feel like you need to wholesale?
You know, I started off as an investor. We have a couple of homes, and I was just like, investing brings just bigger checks consistently versus, you know, doors and getting $200 to $300.
You mean wholesaling brings bigger checks in chunks of money is what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So why don't you already sent me an email, I imagine, right? Because you seem like a responsible human being. Okay. And you work from home, so you can jump on a Zoom with me and I can tell you exactly what to do, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Joy, next time we talk and you haven't fixed your motivation problem, it will not be a joyful conversation.
Okay. Absolutely.
I will be barking at you and giving you one of these karate chops.
Go ahead.
Joy, are you looking to replace your job? Your income?
I think that's the goal eventually, and to enter a different tax bracket.
Got it. And so if you didn't have your job, if you quit your job right now, could you guys survive as a family?
If you ask my husband,
yeah,
probably that wouldn't be the preference. You know, gotta pay for everything, you know, but I think that based off of the numbers, if we could get there quickly and I could show like the proof of concept very quickly in dollars and cents, I think that that's definitely a possibility.
Got it.
Okay, thank you, Joy. You're amazing. I appreciate you. I better freaking see you, and I better not be yelling at you soon. Okay, Emily Walton, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You seem like you're in Baltimore, Virginia area. Where are you at?
Tampa, Florida.
Gosh, dang it! I'm so far off. How did you guys get out of the hurricanes? How was it?
Actually, we were okay. We were a little inland, you know, so I mean, there was a lot of damage, but we actually fared pretty well. Thank you.
So, Emily, what are you struggling with? How can we help you? What question do you have? What do you need today?
I have a question about, so I have a property in Brooklyn, right? And it's, you know, has a lot of equity in it. And so I'm trying to decide whether now should I sell it, take the money and 1031 exchange it to something else, and or should I just do a cash out refi because the rents will still cover it, but I'm, you know, New York laws are, you know, are changing. There's putting some like caps on rental increases, etc. So I'm trying to decide. I mean, I've owned it for years, so I'm very sentimental about it, but I'm trying not to be sentimental about it and just look at it from a business perspective as an opportunity to like make, you know, additional investments. So I'm just curious what you guys.
1031 that into my fund. I'll make you more money in my fund. You can own multifamily with me. 1031 into my fund. That's the simple answer. The problem with 1031 is
I need some cash flow though, because it cash flows roughly about $4,000 a month.
I'll give you cash flow.
At least $4,000 a month.
How much money you got? How much will come in?
Well, that's what it cash flows now, about $4,000 a month. So I need to at least replace that.
Or that's your gross.
No, that's net.
So you have it paid off.
No, it's just worth a lot. I don't owe as much. It's a brownstone in Brooklyn, like blocks away from Barclays Stadium.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That might be one you want to keep.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I'm thinking, but I've been looking at some prices have come down, and so I haven't seen anything under $1 million in that area of Brooklyn in a while.
Let's say you keep the property, okay? Let's say you keep the property, forget that you own the property. That's one track. The amount of time that you would spend in selling the property, finding a 1031, doing all that kind of stuff, the amount of time you'd spend on that's probably about 60 to 70 hours on that path if you sold it.
Okay.
If you don't sell it and you save yourself the 60 to 70 hours and you allocate that 60 to 70 hours to just go get another deal, wouldn't that be better?
And the 1031, you've got 90 days to get under contract. Yeah. So what happens is you're under a lot of pressure and you end up being a motivated buyer. So you 1031, I love 1031 buyers when I'm the seller because they don't have a lot of negotiating power. They're super in a hurry, so they tend to look for something a lot more safe. Anyway, it's you're going to have a hard time finding a really smoking deal when you 1031.
Okay. I emailed you, Pace, so I'm going to do the 30-day challenge. So look out for my name. I'm down to do. I could totally
check
do.
this out. What do you guys think even after I yelled at everybody, how many emails do you think we got?
72.
Emily, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take a guess. I yelled at everybody.
72.
Let's see. How much? 172?
No, 72.
Oh, man, you're low.
110.
183. Check this out, by the way. Guys, look at your emails. Fix your email name. Here's another one. Fix your email name so when it pops up, your actual name is. And this one's Sliden. This looks like you're spamming me. Okay. Fix your emails, but we got 184. Happy to give those recordings to you guys. Should be a lot of fun. But anyway, sorry guys, I took over the last 20 minutes of the call. I apologize. Brent, what do you have coming up this week before we wrap up for the night?
Yeah, just no, that's it. This is all I'm doing on the YouTube channel and doing some work with Rich Dad this week, and it should be exciting. So, how about you guys?
Jerry's flying out to Boston to speak at the Boston retreat for Owners Club. He's going to be running a couple of things and meeting and hanging out with Tim Story in Boston. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep. After that, we're going to run over to Orlando. Emery speaking at Heather Blankenship's women's event. So
Did you hear Heather Blankenship just got pregnant again?
I saw that.
Bro, awesome. She just had her baby a month before she came to Montana hang out with us, and she already got pregnant again.
The baby's like 3 months old. Yeah, it's crazy.
Freaking awesome.
How do people do that? I don't get it.
Robin says, when's the Zoom tomorrow? I don't know, Robin. I made this up on the freaking fly. I got to hang out with my wife and kids for a little bit. You'll get an email from me at 1:00 in the morning, probably. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming to Wholesale Hotline episode 241. We will see you guys next.
See you guys.
See ya.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy the show.